Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse New 52 Doomsday Collect and Connect Wave. We're looking today at Lex Luthor. To further clarify that, that's Lex Luthor in his prison outfit, seen at the end of Batman v Superman. We also wanted to start with this particular review, or this specific figure, because as you can see, prison Lex Luthor comes with the base required, the torso to build the Doomsday. Might as well just then add the arms, the head, the legs, and we've got ourselves Doomsday. Down below there is a shaved head, Lex Luthor. The one element to what I hated about Batman v Superman, everything else in the movie I actually enjoy, don't like him as Lex Luthor. A bad choice. Inside the box, we've got Batman v Superman Lex Luthor, real name Alexander Luthor Jr., LexCorp, evil founder and controller of LexCorp and creator of the world's first neural network-based operating system. You know, as a way to retcon the mistake of having, is it Jesse Eisenberg? I think that's his name. Having him as Lex Luthor, what they always do is have the real Lex Luthor come back and say that this was his son, you know, running the company when he was away. Just wipe him off the DC Universe movie line. The back of the package, you've got DC Comics Multiverse, the 5 figures, or sorry, in this case, 6 figures to build your new 52 Doomsday. Those figures are armored Batman and Robin from The Dark Knight Returns, Lex Luthor, Supergirl from both movie and TV appearances, a mutant leader also from Dark Knight Returns, and Superman Doomed. To check out more from the folks over at Mattel, head over to www.mattel.com. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we're getting a better look at prison outfit Lex Luthor. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Maybe the first thing we'll have a look at before we have a look at Lex Luthor is obviously the build a component, the collect and connect piece for New 52 Doomsday. I don't know why, but for some reason or another, I've got this kind of residue that's all on the back of his torso here. Looks like I could probably scrape it off, but I'm really not sure what it is. It almost looks like it's glue left over that ran, possibly from putting the spikes attached to the torso. Maybe some of the glue ran down the back of the figure. I don't know. But there's the torso. I like the coloring. It's obviously going to be a good sized figure when we're finished, but not really much to be touched base on so far. So we'll just put the torso to the side. Then we can go ahead and look at movie Lex Luthor, which has him wearing his Belle Reve prison outfit on the back there. Belle Reve penitentiary. Oh boy. You can also see too that he's shackled, and it's weird the way that they've shackled this figure, because he does have removable shackles on his legs, like so, and you can remove it also from his arms. But then the back of him, you have to unpeg from the little holes at the back to take everything off. I don't even know why they needed to put that on there. It was almost as if like the shackles on his arms and his feet, I think, would have been suffice enough to kind of hold everything in place. But they ask that you go through all the hassle of pegging them into the back. I guess it's just so that you get a secure enough fit, because these are, after all, fairly rubbery. They're barely holding on to him, especially the leg components, which, as you can see, are not even really closed shut. The one leg is just completely open and sits very loose on the figure. We'll, for the time being, put those to the side. Likeness-wise, you know, it's not terrible. Taking it from a source material that I really didn't care for to start off with. That being said, the head sculpt's decent enough. You know, with a little bit of customization, you could kind of make this even into a Smallville Lex Luthor, which I prefer as a much better Lex Luthor than the one we got for Batman v Superman. His coloring seems also slightly off. It's just a modge podge of different oranges. The oranges from basically like the waist down are a different color than from, if I can hopefully show you, the sleeves and the lower legs are a different plastic and a different color than the plastic that's in this area and up here. And then for another throw off, the orange seems here to be a different color as well. So this is a different orange. This is a different orange. I guess these two are the same orange, but this is a different orange. These are drastically different as they match the sleeves. I don't really know what they've done, but it is noticeable enough, or you do notice it more so when you first see it, and then you're like, oh, I can't stop looking at it. Speaking of also can't stop looking at it, I don't know why for some reason, the top seems like it's relatively sculpted, but for some strange reason, I know this is a baggy shirt, but this looks so vacant of detail. There's like nothing going on here. And it could also be just because the coloring is the way that it is. It just looks like a big block. They should have could have sculpted it in slightly so it just wasn't this straight, unsculpted piece of plastic. He's also got little tan shoes on there. They at least went as far as to sculpt the texturing on the undersides of his soles, so I appreciate that. Again, you take the backs off, you've got two big glaring holes. It looks like air holes coming out of the back of his shirt. I guess really the best aspect to the figure is surprisingly his head. You can probably also see one other thing that's a little off on Luthor here. He does have a strange curve to his hand, as if he should come with something, but he doesn't come with anything at all. I kind of looked to the packaging the first time. I took this guy out of packaging. I looked at packaging a second time, and there's nothing in there. No missing accessories, no accessories still left in there. There's no reason why his hand should be like this. And yet for some strange reason, it is. For Lex Luthor's articulation, his head does rotate all the way around. Shoulders hinge out. No problems whatsoever there. They rotate all the way around. He has a swivel. It's actually right underneath his t-shirt sleeve where you can rotate the arm. He's also got a bend in the elbow. A very strange looking hinge too. Rotation in the hand. The very noticeable crunch there, although it barely crunches. It almost doesn't even need to be there really. It's a little on the loose side too. Rotation on the waist. Forward and back motion on the legs. A swivel right at the, not quite a half thigh, but closer to the knee portion, it swivels. He's got a hinge at the knee, and then he's got a hinge up and down on the foot. And there, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, ironically enough, as we look at Prison Lex Luthor, there is Lex Luthor. The figure, I suppose, now granted, I'm a little late to the game of reviewing these guys. I did wait a little bit because I was trying to. Here's the background story of these reviews. I had picked up the Batman, the Robin, and the Supergirl from my local Toys R Us. But sure enough, Toys R Us for the longest time did not even stock the other ones. I went in from time to time, nothing. I went in again, nothing. So what I ultimately ended up doing was I ordered these three online. The Luthor, the Superman Doom, and the Mutant Leader, I all had to order on eBay. So ultimately that's why I couldn't get the reviews of these done yet, because I was waiting for all the figures to arrive. From a standpoint of the figures, I feel like Luthor really isn't necessary, but then again, like they're trying to shoehorn movie characters and TV characters in an already comic-themed run. So things like Supergirl makes sense, I suppose, because they want to put one television show character like they've done with Flash, Green Arrow. They try to put a television character in there. For the movie end of it, they opted to put Lex Luthor in. You may think it's a great Lex Luthor figure. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you, but I just don't like this Lex Luthor. I can't really knock a figure because it looks like a character I don't like in a movie. So for that, I think the figure is okay. It's passable, but it's still not a fantastic figure. And it's really not a necessary figure unless you're really building Doomsday, which is ultimately what we're going to be doing over the next series of reviews. A total of, I guess 5 more reviews. We're going to have ourselves a finished Doomsday. Today, though, we were having a look at the Mattel. This was the DC Multiverse, and this was the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Prison Lex Luthor. Stay tuned, guys. Like I said, Spot's going to have a look at all the figures. We're going to build ourselves Doomsday, so we're going to have a look at that in a separate video. Stay tuned for those videos. Certainly let me know down below what you think of this particular figure, and I'll see you next time.